Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine. We are actually still at home. We are on lockdown in New York City. We are still combating this COVID-19 coronavirus, and we're stuck at home. The most we could do is go shopping or go to the drugstore. Today, this weekend, we decided we're going to go to the supermarket and go shopping because we have to eat anyway. But instead of just eating just to eat to get sustenance, we decided we're going to cook and enjoy every second of it. And we decided to invite celebrity chef Mellanee Harvin, who is joining us from her amazing kitchen. And the name of her company, and I'm going to get this right, Fork Goes on the Left. Did I say that right, Mellanee?
Hey, thank you. Yes.
Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm great. Oh, that was my buzzer for my butternut squash. I'm doing great.
Yes, wonderful.
I'm doing great under the circumstances.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me to do this. Just being at home and wondering what can I do. So this came at a perfect time. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So for our viewers who may have been living under a rock and don't know who you are, can you please tell us your full name and the name of your company?
Okay. Mellanee Harvin. The Fork Goes on the Left is my catering company. And I'm based in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, to be specific.
Yay!
Yeah, Bed-Stuy. And I've been catering for, I would say, over 20 years now.
Wow.
Aging myself a little bit, but yes.
Oh, you're only 25, so who cares? So, what brought you into this industry of cooking? When did you know cooking, being a chef, was your passion?
So, I never really thought about doing it as a career until, and I hate to say it like this, but my ex just handed me a 1-800 number for New York Restaurant School one day, back in 1990, 91.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just been cooking. I had been cooking at home and for Super Bowls and just for family. And he saw it. I didn't.
Wow.
And he gave it to me, and I just was like, just what you just did. Wow. Sorry about that. And never really thought about it as a career path because that wasn't something that was so prominent the way it is now.
Right.
We didn't have Food Network. We didn't have Celebrity Chef was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much back then.
Right.
So anyway, I figured if I can go and get a loan and go to school because I was working. I had already graduated from Syracuse with a degree in marketing. So I was working,
Wow.
but was not very happy. I think that's what he noticed. And he must have noticed that I was comfortable and at home in the kitchen. And I was, and that's what I ended up discovering when I went to cooking school. And after graduating, it was real easy for me to take off that business suit and take off those heels and put on a chef uniform. Like I just was real comfortable in that space.
Well, I am honored that you took this time to just help us out because a lot of people are under distress right now. They're cooking at home, but how nutritional is it? And then at the other end of the spectrum, some people don't even have the access to a full kitchen as they could and they should because of the circumstances in which that they're in. So for us, our goal was to invite you as a chef that is accustomed to cooking for private clients, weddings, events, big catering events. So different angles in which to accommodate a family or a person or an individual because you do it privately. So what we wanted to do was show people at home who are stuck at home now how they can create a beautiful meal. Not only that's a meal they can enjoy for the evening, whether it's lunch or dinner, whichever they're going to start with. But based on the list that you gave me, I literally can see this extending to more than one day and more than one meal. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. And you gave me great detail items, what to go shopping for. So it was easy for me to navigate in the supermarket, collect what I needed to get, and find multi-uses in everything. So thank you for that, and that, I guess that's one of the expertise that you offer people, that you do, once they do become a client for you, that you're able to assist them in the shopping experience. Now, can you go shopping for your clients as well, or can you do this? Can you give them a list and so on?
That's a good question. I have not been in a situation recently where my client has wanted to do the work. That's why they hired a caterer.
Okay.
Now, this situation has totally, brought that to a different light, right?
Right.
People, because we're homebound now, and if people might not be comfortable shopping right now. So is that something that I offer presently? It's something that I'm working on. But in the past, I used to do that. I used to do for a client a shop. I would present a meal for them, and present them with a shopping list, and they would take it from there.
Wow.
That's not very common. Most of the time, people want me to full service.
Okay.
Weddings are my specialty, but that's something that, again, that to adapt to these times.
Exactly.
That is something that I would work on.
I think things are going to change after this situation. People are going to need to find another way to entertain at home. And we're finding that we can actually entertain at home, and 9 out of 10, we do have everything we need and have access to it. Some of us, are fortunate enough so that this might be a great way for you to get a cookbook. Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah, you're not the first person who has suggested that. So absolutely, yeah.
So I'm super excited about the dishes that you have offered to teach me how to do. Can you give me tell our audience what you told me to do and what I'm supposed to be making today? God, I hope my family enjoys it.
Okay, so the first item was a roast chicken. That's something that we all enjoy, and fairly easy to do, and definitely flexible as far as the seasonings are concerned. Now, I have a I don't typically make seasonings, but I have developed and mastered this barbecue spice seasoning that I've actually packaged, and that's what's on the roast chicken. My roast chicken, okay, we're not going to show that now. But you have to, cue me in on how we're going to do it. So it's the barbecue spice roast chicken. It's not an actual sauce, it's a spice.
Right.
And then I'm going to finish that off with the balsamic, what did I call it? I think a beurre blanc, which is a butter sauce. It's fancy for butter sauce. And then we're going to, our accompaniments will be, let's call it a smashed roasted potato. It's actually leftover boiled potato that you can also use to make potato salad. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about that earlier.
Yes, we were talking about that.
Multi-purpose the meal for more than one day. So you could get a couple of meals out of it depending on if you're a single person or if you're family.
Right.
So I made some potato salad and I had some leftover potatoes, and there's this really great potato dish that I make with onions and parsley, and that's the side dish, along with roasted broccoli. I roast, if you don't notice, I roast a lot of things just because it's flavorful. There's not a whole lot that you have to do with the vegetable or the meat itself. When you roast it, it just brings that flavor.
And it still keeps its nutrients, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. That much I do know.
Good. You're not roasting too long. You're not boiling the flavor out of something, and it just gives it real good color. And I like it a little charred sometimes. Like, you can't ruin it in the oven, I feel. Right. As long as, you put a little timer. That was my timer that went off. I'm going to have to check my butternut squash in a minute.
Okay.
But, and then with the butternut squash, that's a nice, it's colorful. Chefs typically, like, when you do a plate, there's, you want some color, you want some crunch, you want, so that's why we throw in certain things for color. But this butternut squash is just so flavorful this season anyway. So that's good in any dish. And so that was the chicken dish.
Right.
And what else do we have? Oh, so then I threw in a fish dish. I did catfish.
Yes.
I had some catfish.
And I bought some tilapia, so I'm going to try it with
tilapia.
the tilapia based on your ingredients that you sent me.
So I have been frying, people who follow me on Instagram, you might have seen me frying a lot these past couple of weeks. That's what this is sitting on my fryer right now. But and I figure I need to not fry so much.
Right.
Time is really not good for you. Sure, this tastes good, but we need to get away from that.
Right.
So I decided to just lightly flour the catfish or the tilapia in your case, and we're going to do the lemon cream sauce with and throw some capers in there. So it's a caper sauce.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm really excited.
So that's pretty simple. And and the last one is the vegetarian / vegan dish, right?
Right.
You have ingredients?
Yes, I think I bought everything. I followed instructions. I got my collard greens. I got kale. I got broccoli.
Okay.
I bought everything you said. I think I followed instructions as much as I can. I got the dried cranberries. I got the white quinoa. And my butter.
Butternut squash.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And then my white onion already. And and you told me to get butter. I got balsamic vinegar. Bouillon, black eyed peas. So I think I followed instructions. And then you also said to get fresh lemons.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask my stew chef, John, can you grab me that bag of lemons?
Did you put your sweet potatoes in the oven?
Yes. So I have, the bag of, can you give me the bin of sweet potatoes? The sweet potatoes. So my onion, my lemon. Yep, go ahead. You check. So guys, she told me to get my lemons. I got my lemons, so I'm super excited about that. And then look, sweet potatoes that we're going to throw in the oven. So here, guys.
You don't need that many. You just need 2.
Yeah.
What is the part?
So look what my little flag says, just married. So since we're a wedding magazine, my goal was to show you guys how to cook for you newlyweds that are stuck at home, that you may not have known how to cook. We're so accustomed to being in a society that's, let's just go to the local restaurant. Let's go whatever. I just saw this funniest video on Instagram where this young little girl was hysterical crying because her mommy had to cook. And she wanted every restaurant food that she could imagine, but because of the COVID situation, she could not get it. And she was bawling. And the question was, how bad could her mommy's cooking be?
That is a question.
So we're super excited that Miss Mellanee came on, Chef Mellanee came on to teach us how to cook. Because being married, it's hard work. You still have to know how to cook. At least I had to. For my marriage, I had to know how to cook. And we're going to help you couples. It's not only limited to the wife. The groom can also know how to cook, how to put all of this together to put a great meal together so that you could both enjoy each other's company. It just happened to be we're forced in this situation now. And because of this, we're lucky that we even got Chef Mellanee. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So now, what size potatoes should I get and how many? And should I clean it before? And what's happening?
Okay. So, it depends. You have a whole lot there. I only use 2. We're going to do, the vegan plate, vegetarian plate. It depends on who's in your home that is going to eat these potatoes.
Right.
You don't eat them today. You can eat them tomorrow. You can turn it into a mashed potato.
Okay.
Okay. Mashed sweet potato tomorrow.
Okay.
Today we're just going to, we're going to bake it and in the skin, rinse them. Yes. I like to line everything with parchment paper. That's something that I learned working in, hotel restaurant. We just line everything with parchment. You don't have parchment, no problem. Just put it on a platter, whatever you bake typically.
Okay.
Do you have something small? Remember,
yeah. So you know what I do have? I have a little small tin. Yes, one of those. Yeah. Can I put that on here?
Yep, these are good. You only need You really only need 2, but again,
Okay.
I don't know who you're going to feed. Do 4. Do 4 so you can have some.
John,
Yeah.
my sous chef is going to help me. John, can you get me a flat pan so I can put this in?
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm going to go to the sink and properly clean the vegetable so that we are following the basic rules of staying COVID-19 free.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So we have one of these. This is what we're going to use after we rubbed it really well. And we're going to put it in here. Is that good? Is it okay still wet?
It's fine still wet.
Okay.
Meredith, in all those cabinets, you don't have foil?
No, I didn't. You can tell I can't cook, right?
When I'm cooking, when I'm covering something with foil, I'll put parchment first and then the foil, just to create a steaming effect.
Okay.
That's all. That's what I wanted to do for your sweet potato.
Okay, and my potatoes and my chicken is in the oven right now. And what is the temperature that I'm supposed to have it on?
Well, do you have convection in your oven at all?
It's at 350 now.
Put it on 375.
Okay, will do.
350 is, let me just say, is a universal temperature. That's, if you're in doubt, put everything on 350.
And if you got time, put everything on 350. Time and doubt. Okay.
This was the spice that I was referring to. I got my little logo on it now.
Yes.
It's actually not. It's something that I'm throwing in my clients' boxes, but you know.
Wait, so you mean to tell me a client, when they hire you, they have the luxury of getting your spice as well?
I'm giving it away, but it's a gift box for them.
That's amazing. Yeah. What a great service. What a great thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something special, you know, because it's an investment, particularly for weddings. It's an investment. So, yeah. And this is a common seasoning, the barbecue spice seasoning. I typically use it on my salmon. Okay. This is the first time I'm making it on my chicken. So
nice.
Yeah, with the balsamic glaze. That's a little beurre blanc rather. This is a little different. So let's see how it turns out.
Okay. Wonderful.
And so the next one we talked about the catfish, and then we have Meredith agreed that it's always good to have a vegetarian dish for fall.
Because not everybody is meat eaters, and it's even when you're having a wedding, I always recommend that couples put 3 things on the selection for their guests: a fish, a meat, and a chicken. You know, chicken option, but definitely have a vegetable for vegetarians and people that are vegan. You know, now everybody's really conscious about what they're consuming. So I always ask people to think about their guests, who they're inviting, and create the menu, not for yourself, but for the people that you're inviting.
Exactly. So, you know, what's really popular right now are those the bowls, the vegan bowls, vegetarian bowls. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing a soul bowl today, and that's where the sweet potato comes in. You know, that's definitely our history. All Caribbean people, Southern African people, we know sweet potato. And there are various kinds, but that's for another segment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we're doing the yam or sweet potato, which is the orange one, which Meredith just showed a whole bowl full. We're going to do a quinoa.
Yes.
White quinoa.
And this is something that I'm not familiar with cooking. Okay. I've never cooked. So for us novelists, you know, this is going to be really important for us to take note and know how to do and how to prepare. Yeah. And what family of grain is this? Is this rice? What is this? Tell me a little bit. I don't know anything about it, so educate me.
Oh, that's a good question. So quinoa is a grain. It's not in the rice family at all.
Okay.
It's its own grain. It is gluten free. Yes, it's wheat free, gluten free. So it's definitely universal. It's almost like a couscous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there's 4 people that's going to eat this. How much of this should I make, and how do I go about doing it? What's my steps?
So now, if it's 4 people, I would do 2 cups of quinoa.
Okay.
And so it is similar to rice in that way, in that you would double the amount of water.
Okay.
So for 2 cups of quinoa, it's 4 cups of liquid. I like to put the broth that you have. Did you get the broth?
Yes, I did.
Okay. A bouillon.
Maggie.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That comes in vegetable. Okay,
Yes.
I remember that from way back when. So let me get also. I haven't made mine. Let me get mine as well.
Okay, we're gonna do
And
this
my
together.
vegetable broth. That's gonna just add a little bit of flavor to it. I was gonna do onions. I put onions in a lot of things, and it's been to my dismay that some people don't like onions. So,
but onions are really great for your immune system.
Especially right now.
Absolutely.
But don't worry, we're gonna do onions and potatoes. So I got my onions here.
So here we are.
Let me see. Yes.
Here's the head right here.
Yeah.
So cut it this way.
Yeah. I wipe your fingers. Do you have a little bowl? Do you have a little bowl? Let me show you. It could just be a mixing bowl. It could be a Pyrex bowl, something to keep in front of you while you're working, and you put your refuse in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
Okay. So you
Simple
don't have to.
bowl from CB2, guys. Simple bowl.
That's a fancy one.
So, guys, we are learning how to cook. Honestly, to make a really good meal, it doesn't come overnight, but we're gonna have fun doing it. Big onion. Water is coming to a boil. Gonna make quinoa. I use my Maggi, so I'm gonna put that to the side. I have my utensils going.
You rinse your quinoa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it boiling?
It's ready. The water's.
Let's get the quinoa going.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to add a little rapeseed oil. So this is also a handy dandy thing to have in the kitchen.
What is that? Rapeseed oil?
Well, oil and just to put it in a squeeze bottle. It's a plastic. Do you have that?
Yes, but for me, I have olive oil.
You. Look at you. Okay. Points for Meredith. Yeah, isn't this convenient?
It really is. It gives you lots of control and makes sure that I'm not overdoing it.
That's right.
So now, am I pouring my quinoa into my water?
Go ahead and pour it in. Go ahead and pour it in. And so the difference between the quinoa and rice is that you're gonna let it simmer uncovered.
Okay.
I'm bringing out my butternut squash now. That's what's happening in the background. Let me get my apron. You to buy just because I don't know what your knife skills are like, and that's not the easiest thing to peel. Mm-hmm. Let's try it though. Okay. So, what you should do with that is put it on. Oh, what are we gonna do? Let's do that, and then we'll do the onion.
Okay.
So put that on your board.
Yes, ma'am.
Move the onion out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do I wash this as well?
Wash it, because anything really that goes on your board should be washed.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm putting my liquid in with my vegetable base.
Yes, it's down to a simmer.
Okay, so I like to use kosher salt. Sea salt is also very good.
We use kosher salt in this house too.
Good. I love fresh black pepper. A little helpful hint. I typically I just take my black pepper and I grind it in a coffee grinder. I don't drink a lot of coffee, so it's not like I'm making coffee. I'm actually using my coffee grinder for my spices. But if you want to, if you drink, or if you are a coffee drinker, just wash it out real good.
So now that I washed and took off the label off of the butternut squash, and you said for me to get kosher salt. We have some in already and then we have our fresh pepper.
Perfect.
Oh, look at that! I'm almost professional.
You're a chef. You are ahead of the game. We shop at the same places, that's why. Right? Okay, cool. So to make this easier, this butternut squash here, you see the shape, right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Just cut it. Yeah, you want to kind of cut the long end, separate the real fat end from the long end. Just cut it in half, and then we'll just work with half. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Move the other piece out of the way. Yep. The other piece has to season it too, so to make it easier. The fatter end, the chunky end, let your son put that away for another time.
Sous chef. Hi, John. My sous chef.
Yep. Okay.
We're ready. It's a beautiful orange color.
Isn't it? That's what I was telling you.
So beautiful.
It's so flavorful right now. I was looking away.
I'm learning.
Okay, cool.
We don't want to take too much of the meat off. And then, as far as my quinoa is going,
you know what? I put the lid on mine. I'm gonna put the lid on mine, and I'm going to take it off of the fire.
Okay.
And let it absorb that liquid. For yours is not bothering you. Let yours stay right there.
Okay.
All right.
I did a little stir to make sure. And then just put the lid on, right?
Yeah. You turn the fire off?
Turn it off?
Turn it off.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
I think I did it.
You did. Nice job.
And I used this peeler.
You used the peeler. That's
it was good. The best I can. I made sure I took off all the first layer, right?
Yes. Now, where's your little plate, your little bowl? Put those scraps in there.
Oh, I have my garbage right next to me, so I'm good.
In front of you, yes.
Okay.
Cut it in half. Cut it in half lengthwise.
This way?
Yeah. Perfect.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Isn't it? So flip it over so you have the flat side down. That steadies anything that you're cutting, right?
Okay.
Take one half at a time.
Yes.
Yep. Move that out of the way. So the other one, now you could cut it into, I'm thinking, thirds or quarters, depending on, do you like chunky? You like it,
Yeah,
cut
we
it
can
in
do
half,
4 pieces.
Cut it in half.
Okay. Long way? It doesn't matter.
No, you're going to do it. You're going to cut it again. Yes. And take one half and cut it again. Cut each half in half. Before you do that, cut each half in half. Do it in quarters. Yeah. Good. Do the other one.
It takes skills to use the knife here, huh?
Look at you. So that's the other thing. Knife skills. That is something that is perfect. But turn it back the other way. And now you're going to cut it the way you were started to do before, horizontally.
Okay.
Now you're going to cut it in your chunks.
Oh, right.
Okay. And you can cut each one of those in half. Yep. There you go. Okay. Put that in a bowl.
Sous chef, can I get another? Oh, never mind. I got another bowl. Okay.
And you can use your olive oil. Your olive oil, salt,
and just put it on it?
Yep. Yep.
So do I do the next one?
The next one.
Okay.
So that sheet pan that you had previously, you should use that to roast these in the oven.
Oh, right. So we need another sheet tray. Sous Chef John.
That's the smallest size you have. No, the one you put the chicken on, that size.
Okay.
You have more?
You know what I have? I have another Pyrex. I have another Pyrex bin that I would like to show you.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
Yes, it's a glass one Pyrex. Vintage for my mommy.
Nice. It never go out of style.
Never. And these are the nice things about cooking with people you love. Meals are not just a matter of doing something for sustenance. I learned the basics from my mom. And then when I got older and moved out on my own with my sister, we had to cook to feed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you learn to buy. But the rule is you basically learn your first step of cooking at home, which is really important. And this is the reason why I value you and what you do, because as a chef, it's intimate for you. This is not just a job. This is, hey, I enjoy this.
Exactly.
Okay, now it's ready.
It can go in the oven. I would have you do the rest of it. You want to?
No, this is good.
That's good. Yeah. So put that in the oven. Put that in the oven.
Okay.
And it doesn't take anything else. I mean, just because the squash, which you'll find after it cooks, is just so flavorful.
Right.
Yeah.
My chicken is looking really good.
Good.
I'm super excited about that too.
Okay.
So for me, as I finish whatever it is that I'm doing, I like to put things away to eliminate clutter and cleaning, to keep things organized. Especially for me as a beginner, because I get totally lost and confused and forget what I'm doing. While you're doing that, I wanted to ask you,
sure.
When you got married, did you know how to cook this well?
Yeah, well, it's been an evolution, of course, just based on what you're exposed to and your experience. Mm-hmm. But the basics were there. Okay. And that's what he noticed. That's what he recognized, that I love doing it. Number one, because if you kind of have to love it, because as you can see,
it's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work. And people are just literally just seeing the little setup that I'm doing with you. But the getting the list, coming up with the concept, and deciding what's going to work, then going to the supermarket and picking everything up, and now putting it away, storing it, pre-seasoning the meat, because you suggested that I pre-season my meat before and then the day of to cook it, And so just having this conversation with you, I wanted to tell my brides and anybody, in fact, that's listening to this, that they shouldn't take someone like you for granted. Like when people talk about pricing, when you're pricing, hey, why does this cost so much? Because it really is not a one-day job. It is not in a couple of hours, your chicken is done, your fish is done. It takes days. And we won't even talk about the back and forth, because we've been speaking for about a week.
Right.
Just trying to decide what's going to be affordable, what's going to be easy for our viewers to see and understand and to be able to do, especially for people that are beginners. Mm-hmm. And I feel like brides and couples that are recently got married, they might be intimidated by the kitchen and just being around it and trying to figure out something to cook for the person. And now we're forced to, because even if restaurants are able to deliver, how long does it take for the restaurant to even deliver for you? And then that can definitely get costly, so that's something that like I really wanted to bring to the forefront with our viewers that are watching this today, to show them that this is not as easy as you think. So when you sit down with a chef and you're deciding on your menu for your wedding, your reception, whatever party that you're having, please consider the work that's put in. It's more than just a day's work. It takes a couple of days, if not weeks, of planning. So I just wanted to let everybody know that.
That was invaluable advice you just gave the couples. That's perfect. It's all true. And I have nothing to add.
So now we're gonna cut onions.
Okay, we gotta cut an onion. So we did that. We got the half right. We put mine here, right? I'm gonna cut this. It's funny because I was teaching my daughters how to cut onion. Well, we grew up cutting an onion in our hand, right? Did you?
Yep.
Yep, that's how Mom did it. So you got it. Yep, took that off. All right, here we go. So onions have their own layers, which is really makes it a little easier for us.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is just facilitate that a little better. Start at the bottom, maybe like we're gonna do. I don't know how high your onion is, but we could do thirds. So we do one layer from the bottom. Cut it. Don't cut all the way back to the root.
Okay.
Because you're gonna separate it if you do, and that's gonna make it a little messy. So you put it down. Put it back down. Yep. That's the front, not the root part, right?
Okay.
Depending on how large you make your slices, that's how, and the slices vertically, that's how thick your dices will be. That's how chunky or fine your dices will be. Then of course, if you want it finer, you could always go ahead and do one of these numbers. But that's a whole other.
And I'm sure I'm gonna mess this up, but I'm gonna try.
Did you do this? It doesn't look like you did this slices this way.
Oh, I didn't do it the long way.
No.
Okay. But the whole thing is to dice
not
it.
the long way.
Oh boy.
That's okay. All right.
I'm gonna figure this out.
We're gonna have a knife skills class.
Yes, I will. And I'm sure you can teach that too. Okay. So
now that you have those, just get just wherever you are right now, let's just get those dice.
Oh, there it is. It's dicing.
Yay.
Yay. Guys, I'm telling you, this is why you pay them the big bucks. How important is presentation to a meal?
Some people think it is. Some people doesn't think so much.
I do. I think our eyes are more attracted to what we see than. I think our eyes first, and then sense of smell.
Yes.
And then our taste will be the end judge.
But that's the thing. The presentation has to live up to it. The taste has to live up to the presentation.
Yep.
Right. So that's the thing. You can make it look pretty all you want, but if the flavors are not there, if it's not marinated, that's why I always marinate my food overnight. Okay,
I'm diced.
Okay, so you have a bowl to put that in.
Yes, ma'am.
This is called your mise en place, which is French for everything in place. Things in place. So that's what people do. That's what chefs do. They have their mise en place ready as they're cooking. That's the prep part.
Which is the hardest part.
The hardest part.
And this is the reason why you need your sous chef.
Right.
And your assistants, right?
A lot of home cooks don't like this part. That's what turns people off a lot. But now, they have a lot of pre-prepared foods. They have a lot of diced food, right? We see them in the supermarkets all the time.
Right.
Your diced onions, your diced peppers and carrots.
That's if you want to cheat.
Well, also, it's more expensive because somebody else has done the work.
Exactly. So you're still paying for it.
Right, and the quality, it starts to diminish. The quality, once you cut something, right?
Yes.
The quality of it starts to diminish.
Yes, ma'am.
So keep that in mind. Okay, so good. We have our onions. I just did extra because I wanted to show you how to do it.
Yes,
but this
ma'am.
This was my mise en place. This is my chopped not celery, parsley that I did earlier.
Okay.
My beans. Okay, and then so now I need you. What are we gonna do? I want you to open your can of black eyed peas. So here are my black eyed peas. I actually cooked these from dry beans. Yeah.
I just want to show our readers that I'm actually going to try everything that you're telling me, so they're not at this alone. And I'm a novelist at this too. Nice. And they're not going to see my whole finished thing except in pictures, because it's probably going to take me another 2 hours to actually finish this meal. But exactly. I want my viewers and my readers to know that I'm willing to try everything that I'm suggesting to you with an expert.
Nice, thank you. So I made them from scratch. I boiled them. I soaked them, which is always recommended with beans. Soak them the night before, and then I boiled them with some onion and celery and such.
So now, do I dump out the water?
I do. That's what I want you to do. I want you to actually rinse them too. So if you have a colander,
yes,
yes,
we do.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay, we do. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why did I have to rinse out the beans? Aren't they pre-cooked already? I don't know. Please educate us.
They are. I don't like that. I don't know what it tasted like, the broth part. Right. We're just going to use the beans.
Perfect.
We don't need the brothy part.
Okay.
Some of those canned beans, they just don't really taste good. I guess it's the juice from the beans, but it's it's preserved.
Okay.
So, but if you have to use canned beans, I just recommend that you just rinse off that what is sitting in, like the residue.
Okay, guys, I hope you got that point, and it's very valid. We don't know what it's been sitting and how long it's been sitting. It's nice to rinse off whatever that juices was, and then Miss Mellanee is actually showing us how to season our own beans.
Exactly. So you could actually throw some salt and pepper in your beans, and then you already have your vegetable seasoning in here. We don't want to season it too much with stuff. It's going to be good on its own. Where's my pepper? Right in here. Now we could take it and put it where you have another saucepan just to heat it up. If you want to heat it in a microwave, you can, but we're not doing microwave thing today, no?
No. I have a saucepan.
Okay, we're going to be in our P's and Q's and not take shortcuts today.
Nope, I'm here to learn. A little bit of it in the bottom, here.
Let's put that in the pot to heat it up.
Okay. In my saucepan, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to just heat the checklist for the soul bowl.
Guys, for some of you guys who don't know about sizes of pan, we're going to learn this process and we're going to give you notes on this. So we're going to grab another saucepan just like this. And we're going to, perfect.
Taste your black eyed peas and see what it tastes like to you.
Plain.
Okay, so that's why I was saying maybe we do want to add a little bouillon. Okay. Maybe half of the bouillon. How's your open it up? Let's see how your quinoa's doing.
It looks amazing, I have to say.
The water's soaked in, right?
It soaked it right on in.
Yeah.
So I am going to
fluff it up.
Ooh, it looks beautiful. I am going to. John, can you get me that beautiful white plate? So is this actually almost ready, or am I going to do something else to it?
No, you're going to leave that right there. It's ready.
So we're going to take a little fraction of the bouillon.
Yeah, take half, just to give it some flavor, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that's what's going on with mine as well, my black eyed peas. Okay, let that come to a heat a little bit. And what else am I moving on to? My sweet potato is ready. And we're going to saute this kale now.
Okay, my beans are on the stove.
Okay. Now we have to, it's behind you, so we have to watch it, right?
Yes, ma'am. I have fresh garlic. That is also some of the things that we keep in a West Indian kitchen.
Where are you from?
I am originally from Haiti, was born in Haiti.
That's what I thought.
And I love my culture. It's rich in food and spices, and, you know, the dining is a way we show the people that we love how much we love them. You know, so cooking is essential for any Haitian household, man or woman.
Right. So what is your dish? I mean, you know, you cook griot, you cook Jean rice.
No, I don't know how to do Jean rice, and I wouldn't dare put me on Jean rice for anybody. But I do know how to do good griot. Very good. That I know how to do. I, unfortunately, because I came here at such a young age, since I was 6 years old, I did not absorb all the richness of my culture and didn't, you know, I wanted to be American. I wanted to be Americanized. So we kind of left that to the side. We were like, no, Mommy, we want McDonald's. No, we don't want to Haitian food. Yeah. Now I regret it.
Now you regret it. Yeah. There are a lot of great Haitian chefs out there.
Yes, they do.
Doing their thing. Love Haitian food.
I'm going to grab my garlic, fresh garlic.
Yeah, I'm going to get mine as well.
I have a bag of it. So turn off the peas?
Turn off the peas, because they're cooked. You just wanted to get some flavor and heat them.
And we just did.
They can sit right there. And so here's my garlic. I do crush it. I get the super duper sized garlic, you know, because I'm cooking in bulk. So for the family, you know, it ends up being, you know, I don't put oil on it. There was a thing about garlic sitting in oil. I have to go back and research that, but I just do it like this.
Okay. And, so what am I doing with the garlic?
Huh?
What do you want me to do?
You're gonna have to chop. How do you typically chop it?
Yeah, it's already peeled, so it's ready to go. I just have to take off the heads.
Okay, go ahead. And so you know how to chop it?
Yeah, I think so. Is there a particular way I should, or it doesn't matter?
No, doesn't matter.
Now, how important is it for families that have children to get their children involved in this cooking process?
It's very important. Like you just described, you know, those cultural and heritage traditions that you sometimes want to get away from when you're young end up coming back to haunt you as you age, and you know, you're just like, wait a minute, I don't know how to make this, you know, traditional dish, and what's the history behind it, and you know, and just as you mentioned, you know, just being around a table, family around a table, or you know, breaking bread with your friends. It's a pretty serious thing that we're coming back to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So back to your original question, how important is it to get children involved? Is very important. Unfortunately, when my kids were younger, because I worked and I catered. When I was in the kitchen, it was about business, so I didn't have time to have them come in and, you know, help me in the kitchen. And the weekends were spent either working, or when I did have time, it was basically taking them to piano classes, taking them to art classes, trying to enrich them, you know?
Other things.
And other things.
But you know what? Think about it. 10, 20, 30 years ago, cooking wasn't considered an art. It was just a way of feeding your family, and that's it, get it over with. Even with fancy restaurants, I don't think they had the same level of respect for chefs that they have today. So that's totally changed. Now, what you guys do with a plate of food is art.
It is. It is art. It's art for a lot. But that's the other thing too. You know, some restaurants, it really is art. You know, I feel like sometimes like, oh, I'm not. You know, I haven't been elevated to that level. But I
beg to differ.
Thank you. It's just different.
So now, should I open my bag of kale?
You should open your bag of kale. You should get your oil, and let's get to sauteing.
So my garlic is minced and ready. My onions is ready.
We're not gonna put onions in the kale.
No. So
you can. You have a lot of onions there, so you can put onions in your kale. Okay. I want you to reserve your onions though for potatoes as well.
Okay. So okay. I'm just. Is this enough? It's a basket full. Plenty. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse it off thoroughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some of those bags. Let me just say this. You know, some of those bags say they've been rinsed already. Rinse them again. Rinse them again.
So, everyone, I do have to tell you that these did say they were pre-washed, but because, again, I'm going to blame it on my Caribbean mommy, everything she bought from outside of the house, in a store, she washed. She would clean her chicken, her meats. She would clean the vegetables and everything else. So it's a habit that I choose to have. And I hope you guys understand. And from what I understand, a lot of people are like that. They wash everything before they start cooking it. And it's a good habit. It doesn't hurt you. So go ahead, Chef Mel.
No, I said that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, where's your pan where's your saute pan? I'm sorry, I just got ahead of you and I didn't.
Okay, now I need my saute pan?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go grab my saute pan. Okay. Here's my saute pan.
Beautiful. You're going to use your handy dandy stovetop campfire.
Okay, it's ready. It's heating up now.
Just check the fire because I know they start off pretty high.
Yeah.
It should be sort of high, but not at the highest. You want to be able to control it. Okay, so we want that. Put your oil in there. What oil are you going to use? Do you have grapeseed oil? The reason I'm asking you, that's your olive oil.
Yes.
The reason I'm asking you about grapeseed specifically is grapeseed oil is really good for sauteing because sauteing is it can get to a high heat.
Okay, what I do have, I don't know if it works. I have canola oil.
Okay, you want to mix it with put a little canola, a little bit, and then add some of your olive oil in there.
Okay.
Olive oil doesn't really take high heat, but we like the flavor.
How much of that do I need?
Can you do 1/4 cup? To coat the bottom, that's it. To coat the bottom. Okay, that's good.
It's coated.
You think it's hot? You want to start putting your kale in there? So I don't want to put the garlic in at the same time because it will burn. So you want to put our kale in. Yep, in stages. In your case, yeah, in stages. Yep.
So
you can add the salt and pepper.
Okay.
And then as we do that first turn, maybe for you 2 turns, then you can add your garlic. Mine is quick. This baby kale is really a quick cook, you know. So I'm gonna add my garlic now. I like garlic. I'm gonna add almost a tablespoon. I do want it to cook. Add your garlic now.
Wow. I like the colors.
Yes. So mine is ready. I don't want to overcook it. Let me show this. Okay, mine is ready. We got all the ingredients now for the stove bowl.
Okay. It's pretty. And of course it's going to shrink.
Yes, it most certainly will.
So now, if we want, we add more. If not, we're good, right?
Exactly.
Depending on the portion and how many people we
What do you
have.
think? You want to just, oh, you didn't rinse all of it. What do you have there? A whole half a bag?
I'm sorry?
How much do you have left? A half bag?
Oh, I have a lot.
What do you want to do? You want to add it?
No, this is good.
Okay.
Yeah. This is just a trial so everybody can see that we're trying everything that you said. So now,
leave it right there.
Turn off my oven, my stove.
It's still, is it how you like it, or you want to cook it a little more?
I don't know. You tell me how. I like it kind of crunchy still.
Okay.
I'm big on crunchy. Like when I do my spinach, baby spinach, and I saute it with a little bit of olive oil, garlic, fresh garlic. It's nice, and I like it because even after you turn off the oven, I find that the stove, it's still the heat from the pan is still cooking it.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So I wanted to show you what do you think about your sweet potato? How long has it been in the oven?
I'm going to check it right now.
Right.
I know my chicken looks really amazing.
Well, we started at about 4, so it's been 2 hours. So that chicken.
Oh, the potato is soft.
Oh, good. Let's pull it out.
And I'm checking on my squash too.
Good.
Oh, the squash is very tender.
Already? Good. You want to pull it out? Is it browner? It has a little color on it too?
Yeah. I'm moving it around. It's very soft.
Okay, pull it out.
Okay.
Bring it out and put it on top of the stove. The Pirates dish cooked it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because of the height of the dish as well. And those are the sweet potatoes. Okay,
yes,
cool.
ma'am.
But okay, let's get this out of the way. I kind of want you to put your broccoli in the oven. See, here's my broccoli here. It's been sitting here. It's been oiled.
Wow, nice.
So I like things to have their natural shape.
I love that. It looks beautiful.
I just kept my broccoli nice and long and kind of whole.
Okay,
now,
so should I take my broccoli out now?
You should, because while we're doing the soul bowl, the broccoli can be cooking. So then when we move on, we're going to pull the chicken out, we're going to do the potatoes, and then we'll go right into the chicken dish.
Okay.
And we'll do the fish for last.
Well, you're going to show us your completed fish.
Okay. Okay. We're making some progress?
I'm sorry?
You feel like you're making progress?
Yes, I feel good. I organized myself a little bit more. So when I edit this, I'm able to see where I am, what I'm doing, and to keep it as realistic as possible.
Yes. You cleaning? as you go.
Yes, ma'am. I just found one of my vintage bowls.
Ooh, gorge.
That I'm a big lover of estate sales. So, for the people that think that they don't deserve it, you do deserve it. You can go to, the vintage stores that have great sales. And these antique store owners, what they do is they go to estate sales if you can't get in there, and they buy them, and you can get them at close to nothing. And you're getting beautiful items from these antique stores. So don't look down on them. You should go find them. So I'm going to wash mine.
Perfect.
And I'm getting ready to stick it in the oven.
Cool.
With my golden brown chicken.
We can take that chicken out. It's been almost, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna test.
How many pounds was your chicken?
I'm gonna test the chicken. 375.
No, how many pounds was the chicken?
I believe it was 3 or 4 pounds.
Oh yeah, that should be ready. Let's see.
Let's see.
Nice. That's not 3 or 4 pounds. That's more like 5 to 7.
Really? That's a big bird.
It's a roast. Well, yeah, and it's a roaster because the little thing that they have that pops up.
Okay.
So look at that.
Yeah. And I seasoned the inside as well. Because that's one of the things that I was taught is don't just season the outside of the chicken. Make sure you put your hands inside and make sure that the seasons are in there, like a stuffing. Is that correct?
That is correct. I mean, hey, the more seasoning, the better. And sometimes we put, an onion in the cavity and some herbs.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now
you could put it back in until we're ready for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't let it stay no more than maybe another 15 minutes. But
I think by then we'll be finished.
Let it go back in there, yeah. Another 15 minutes when we're gonna do this soul bowl, and then we'll move on to the chicken. Okay.
I'm ready.
Ready. Okay, you have a spoon? Quinoa? Yes. So that's gonna go, and that's gonna be our main dish.
It smells fabulous.
Just mold it. You got a cup?
Are you trying to make me fancy?
I'm making you fancy.
Oh
You're
my
fancy.
goodness!
The other side. Get a cup.
Is this good enough? A small portion?
That's perfect. But we typically don't want to do a glass.
Okay.
Just because it can crack.
Okay. Look at this. My teacup. So I'm going to take the spoon.
And then we're going to, yep. Halfway.
Oh,
or
halfway.
3/4. Yeah, because that looks like, go ahead. Just push it down. Push it down. Maybe you need another, a
smaller spoon.
Tablespoon. Get a tablespoon, yeah. Push it down. So just put it on your bowl like so, but tilt your bowl a little bit. Yep, put it on. But you gotta tilt your bowl or else it's gonna come spilling out. Yep, there you go. Yep, now lay it down and lift it.
Oh my God, I'm feeling fancy, everybody. Oh, look how pretty.
Let me see yours. Did it stay?
Yeah. Oh, it just fell.
That's okay. It is gonna fall because of everything we're gonna put on it.
Okay.
So now where's your kale? Let's get some kale in there. Let's do the kale at 12 o'clock. You got it?
Okay. Kale.
Okay. And let's put, I'm feeling like the black-eyed peas could have actually gone on the bottom because of the liquid. Because I want to keep some of the broth, the vegetable broth that we have, right? So let's put the kale at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. What else is going with that? Kale,
okay.
the sweet potato. Where's your sweet potato?
It's right here.
Did you peel it?
Okay.
Like in look, on an angle. I like cutting everything on an angle.
Okay.
So you could cut it however you feel is going to survive it, because you said it's very. Mine is soft too, and just put it. I really would have left it in its skin and just open it up. That's what I really was going to do.
And then, so where do I place it once I've cut it?
I'm putting it at 9 o'clock.
Both pieces?
Just one sweet potato.
Okay. So
Did you cut it though?
I cut it in half.
You cut it in, okay, perfect. Both pieces.
Oh, look at the color and the texture. So pretty.
What else we got for this? Was that it? The sweet potato, the quinoa, the kale? That might have been it. And then the cranberries, right?
And yes, and the beans.
Oh, you didn't put your beans in yet?
So where do I put my beans?
Oh, the beans go at, what did I say? 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Are you liking what's happening on your plate there? Let's see. In your bowl. Beautiful. Look at
this. Even though my quinoa fell, it still looks pretty.
It does look pretty. So I just was like, I was thinking what to put on here. You know, there's always some type of garnish, right?
Yes.
I was just like, let's do some dried cranberries. I did.
Yes.
I didn't tell you, but I probably should have. It's either or. Soak it in a little hot water for, just to soften it up a little bit. So now I'm just going to sprinkle this around here just for a little color and some other flavors. I mean, with the sweet potato and kale and black-eyed peas, it's almost like a fall. It's definitely a fall harvest.
It sure is.
Dish. But for vegans and vegetarians, all year round, they're eating healthy stuff, so it'll work. So that's our soul bowl, and I can do, we do put parsley. I should have chopped some cilantro. I have cilantro too.
So now, do I sprinkle the cranberry or just place?
Yeah, sprinkle it.
Okay. I feel like a real chef. So my bowl is finished. We're going to show and tell. Oh, I love yours. It's so beautiful.
Turn it around so we can see all angles.
I don't want them to see where it fell, but that's okay. Oh, I'm so excited.
So you know what happened? This is actually, in my head, it came to me, it might have been done. I'm sure somebody's done it, nothing's new, they say. But this is my new vegetarian vegan bowl for my weddings.
I love it.
I could tailor it and do butternut squash and do spinach and do a different type of bean, right? Yeah. I
agree. So I'm going to have my sous chef take a picture of this so we can post it, guys, for our social media so you can see you too can do these at home. So sous chef, here you go. Bon appetit, Mr. John Morris. Can you snap a picture for us so that we could post it on social media and tell me how yummy it tastes? So now
That's an accomplishment. Woo.
I did. Let me tell you, I have more appreciation for you and people like you that go through the process, because that was a lot of work. That was really a lot of work. What I do want to do is, at the, guys, at the end of this video, you will see all the clippings of where you can reach out to Miss Mellanee, Chef Mellanee, her contact information. She is available for private lessons after this is all over. So, but you can ask her all questions right now while she is available because of the lockdown. You can ask her questions on her social media. Can you tell us what your website and your social media is?
Oh, absolutely. So my website is easy. theforkgoesontheLeft.com. www.theforkgoesontheLeft.com. I'm an Instagram person, so it's the same thing at The Fork Goes on the Left. And I'm on Twitter randomly and Facebook, sort of, kind of.
Okay.
Also, The Fork Goes on. The page is The Fork Goes on the Left, but within Mellanee Harvin, right? That's how that works.
Right.
So it's a page you can ask to be. You can. I can accept your invitation. I think that's
fabulous.
Okay.
So now my chicken.
Now let your chicken stay in there for a moment.
And my broccoli. Should I take my broccoli out now?
You see what it looks like. And where's your butternut squash? Did you take that out yet?
Oh, that's been out. It's been sitting there waiting beautifully for me.
Okay,
My
cool.
broccoli looks wonderful.
Thank you. Put it on the table. Oh, okay. If you have a spot for it. Broccoli looks good, huh?
Oh my goodness. And I love broccoli. I love what it does to us, our bodies, and how great it is for our skin and our system. So during this time of crisis, we definitely are going to enjoy broccoli. And it's not very expensive, and it's filling.
I would put that broccoli back for some more. Let me show you.
Okay.
You see there's a little bit more color on mine?
You want me to darken it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It just tastes really good when you got a little char on it.
Oh, fabulous. And char, we're going to get it.
Okay. Next thing we're doing is the potatoes for the chicken.
Fabulous.
So we're moving forward.
On a beautiful white plate. And my beautiful sous chef is going to wash this up for me so that I can start baking my potatoes. So,
I'm back. This.
While my handsome sous chef is helping me out, and he's washing my pan, I'd like to talk to you about how do they book you for an appointment? How would somebody book you for an appointment? How does that process work for appointments?
Okay, so yeah, folks would call me, and I do have a questionnaire type form that I go through with them, and then from there we move on to a chat. I don't like to send a proposal until we've spoken. And typically with weddings, they do request a tasting, and that's a good opportunity for us to meet. I get to, they get to see how if we gel. I gel with pretty much everybody, so that's not usually an issue. But we get to chat about what it is their vision is, and of course they get to taste the food. And the food
the fun part.
And the food is what they would get on their wedding day.
Okay.
And if they want to make a decision between, the barbecue spiced chicken or the honey herb roasted chicken, I could prepare both for them so they could actually choose. Mm-hmm. They do typically get filled up pretty quickly. But anyway, that is the system.
Okay.
Your question?
How far in advance does a bride, a couple, need to book you from their wedding?
As far in advance as they would like.
Right.
What I would require is just, if they decide to utilize my services, a $250, not $250, sorry. I have had to based on the number of people to increase that amount to $500 deposit to hold the date.
Oh, that's standard. Now, is that $500 that we're talking about that just secures the date? That's not including the money. The shopping or anything else. It's just to secure the date, and then that $500 deposit. Does that money go towards the final cost of their wedding?
Absolutely, it's a non-refundable deposit. Okay. Obviously, because I'm holding that date for the couple. Okay. So. Right, and so let's say they book me a year out. I don't require any more money until 30 days prior to their wedding.
So the $500 or the deposit, whatever, because it may vary based on what's being done, right, is just to secure the date, and they know that you're theirs for that date.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And they book me. I've been booked a month in advance. I've been booked a year in advance.
Well, it's based on your availability.
Yeah, and it's what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be a year. It could be, oh my God, my wedding is, let's get married. Let's see if she's available. And if I am, you got me. You know, it doesn't have to be so far out. It could be a month prior. Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we didn't talk about with the vegetarian bowl is pairing it off with a wine. So we're gonna finish this part of the chicken, and I think you're gonna show us the fish that you did. But then what we're going to do is we're gonna go talk about wine to pair it off with each of your meals. Do you assist in that part of it?
Okay, I wish that I was a sommelier. Is that how you pronounce it? I think that's how you pronounce it. I enjoy a good glass of wine, and
I do the bottle.
Eventually, it's the bottle. So I'm trying to be proper, but I'm not going to pretend that I know about pairings. I don't. I couldn't recommend it. I know what I like. After I drink it, so I'm like, I really like this based on my experience. This wine. Based on my drinking experience,
right. But you work with a wine company or
a wine company. Liquid Assets is their name. They're in Bedford-Stuyvesant on Nostrand Avenue. Okay. And so we can include that information as well for folks.
Okay, wonderful.
I actually was able to go there. The gentleman was more than helpful. About wine pairings and what's really good and cost effective as well, and that's good. That's always an advantage if you're purchasing large amounts for a large crowd.
Yes,
so
I agree. Yes. I agree. Okay, I'm ready.
With your baking potato, your potato that has been And let me ask you something. How do you feel about leaving the skin on your potatoes?
I cleaned it very well, so I'm very comfortable.
I'm sure you did. So just because I like the way let's start slicing it. I started already and I didn't really instruct you. So get your knife.
Okay.
Good. And so basically cut the very end. Well, it's fine dining. They take it to the next level. So I'm just used to doing certain things. Like I cut off the end. It's not necessary, but for me, it's a look. Okay. So you can, or if you like your end piece, leave it on there. Okay. Okay. And then we're just gonna slice. We're gonna do. I don't know what that is. I don't know. But just like that's good. And because we're gonna end up putting these in the pan. If the skin starts to slide off, that's fine. Okay. And then if you want to peel it off, that's fine too. Some could be peeled, some could not be peeled. It's whatever, just be flexible.
So it doesn't really matter how big or how small.
Well, I really should have been doing this a little bit more uniform, but I'm Let me see yours. Let me see yours. Oh, okay. That's a big one. You want to cut it in half?
This way or slice?
Yes, circular. Okay. I wasn't really not being a good teacher. I wasn't watching you.
Oh no, I'm learning. This is actually very fun. But it helps to have someone working with you. So as you're doing one is doing the labor and the other is helping with the cleaning, like my sous chef was doing for me. It really helps. It makes things easier so that you're both not exhausted before the meal is even done. You know, can you imagine? It's like, oh my God, it's done. Good night. You're not really going to enjoy it.
Meredith, I like you because you're filling in all the blanks. It's
like, after this, I'm not, no.
You are telling the people.
But I really feel like this is something couples should do. So, Mellanee, I think you should be doing couples cooking classes.
Well, no, I know. I've known people to do them. I have known, but we don't. They would do like a couple of courses. A couple of courses would include an appetizer, dessert, but we're doing like 3 full meals. So
wow, this is awesome.
We're doing pretty good. So do 2 of those potatoes because you got a nice big pan there.
Yes.
And let's get some potatoes going. So slice them kind of thin. Let me show you this one. And mine is smaller than yours. Your potatoes are freaking huge. I did say Idaho. Oh, you got Idaho baking potatoes. That's why.
There was a loose one.
Those are serious baked potatoes.
This is from Brooklyn. We do everything big.
This is true. Okay, you got it.
How
perfect.
Is it
That's
done?
Perfect, Meredith.
So my sous chef loves it. Yay!
Oh, it sounds good.
Yes.
It's good. Yeah, very good.
Can everybody hear that?
The Soul Bowl. Cool. All right. Let's see. I'm not really doing this. I'm trying to slip the camera. Huh?
We are almost finished. I know your family's ready for you now.
Yeah, girl. I did do some ribs earlier.
What? That's the benefit and the curse of being having a chef as any member of your family, because everybody expects you to cook everything, huh?
Yeah. Well, my daughter's doing her own cooking.
That's lovely.
They do their own, but certain things they look at me like, so when you gonna throw something in the oven? All right, so, and that's the whole idea too. It's great when you can just throw something in the oven. You don't have to be, on top of the stove all the time because it's a lot of work.
Right.
All right, where's our pan without oil?
Okay, so am I using my olive oil or am I using my old-fashioned Crisco?
Oh, that's a good question. Last time we mixed the canola and the olive oil, correct?
Yes.
You want to do that?
I would love to.
So let's get it in first. I don't want to confuse you. So what we're going to be putting in here, we're going to get our oil hot again like we did. What did we do earlier that we needed the sauteed kale. So we want to get it hot again. For that, let's do the canola. We don't even need actually olive oil. Don't put the olive oil.
Okay.
Let's do the canola. And we want to get a decent amount, not to like as though you were deep frying, but enough for the potatoes to sit in. We want the potatoes to really brown.
Okay.
I want them to get crispy. Now, these are the leftover potatoes, folks, remember?
I can see my pan getting nice and hot.
Okay, let's start putting them in. I'm just going to pick up my whole cutting board. I don't know how flexible yours is. And you want to kind of put them in one layer, if you can.
And what are we seasoning it with? Is that optional, the type of seasoning we use?
Yes, it is. It's always optional.
Okay.
Because now that you mentioned that, I realized I have this Merlot salt that I have from a vendor I found on Instagram, the Spice Suite. I've tagged a lot of my stuff with it. So this is her
nice.
salt. But you can use sea salt. You can use whatever you like.
Okay.
But I'm going to do salt and pepper. I'm going to do this Merlot salt just because you mentioned it and I have it. And then the fresh brown pepper is always delicious.
This is one of the seasons that I like to use, Tony's, and it's original Creole seasoning.
Oh, yeah, you put that in your chicken.
Yes, I put it on my chicken and I put it on a little bit of everything where it kind of captures all the essence of what I like.
Where do you find that?
At any supermarket so far, thank God. Louisiana seasoning. A dear friend got me hooked to it.
Okay. So that's your multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose. It's like seasoned salt. It goes with everything. What was the famous one? Laurie's seasoned salt.
Yep, Laurie's. So now you'll know when this is ready to turn because you'll see some of the edges start to crisp up.
Okay.
Get it brown. Okay?
Oh, I see it.
How are you multitasking? Oh, no, you can't. Because your back is to the other stove as opposed to right next to it. Like me.
Oh, well, what do you need me to do? Let's see.
I wanted to make the sauce. Oh, while that's there, why don't you take your chicken out now?
And my broccoli is looking good.
And the broccoli, yes.
Yes. My broccoli got a little brown and crisp to it.
Okay, there are probably some pieces that, you know.
It looks really good, really pretty.
Let's see it.
Here's my broccoli.
Oh, yeah, no, it looks good.
Yay!
That looks pretty crunchy.
Yes. My little crisp to it.
But look, I'm actually flipping my
your potatoes now. Oh, nice. You're right. If I leave it by itself, it unsticks automatically.
That's right. It's cooking. That's what you want. Yeah.
Very nice.
Let that crisp up. So the last part of that would be we're going to add the onions. I don't want to add the onions there. I almost want to have the onions be sort of just steamed, not even cooked in it.
Okay.
This is a sweet, what I used was a Vidalia onion, but also shallots is very good in this dish as well. And your parsley. Let's get those potatoes off the cutting board and chop up some parsley.
Okay. I have another cutting board ready to go. How much parsley do I need?
Not much. Just let me see. Yeah. Yeah, take some more off because you're going to rinse them, and then the other one you'll just save for garnish, okay?
Okay.
Like this. So you're going to chop some.
So am I taking 1 or 2 branches?
Do 4.
Okay.
So you keep some whole. This I should have had my potato. My potatoes are ready.
Okay, mine seem to be ready too.
Did they got a nice color on them?
Yes. Nice and crisp.
Good. So now add your onions.
So rinse off my parsley, correct?
Oh, yeah, yes, please. I'm going to add my onions to mine now. I don't need all of that. You add your onions?
So,
yeah.
So,
I have to take mine out because, like I said, I don't want them to burn.
Okay, so now add my onions.
Huh?
Now add my onions?
Add onions. A handful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. And depending on how much you like. This is mine.
Oh, wow. I'm not that fancy yet. I can't flip a pan. I'm not even going to try that at home.
Don't try this at home.
We're not having that.
I'm going to take mine out of here. Because, again, I don't want to overcook the onions.
Okay.
All right, so that's mine. And then we're going to make the sauce for the chicken right quick. Okay, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to just stick that over there with my broccoli. Let's see.
But let me ask you another question. My chicken already made gravy naturally. What if I don't want to do another separate sauce?
Here it is. This is the sauce off of my chicken.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
just didn't turn the water off.
Okay.
I guess I was kind of rushing, but you know what? Because you're so thorough, you caught me. So I was trying to skip a step on you. Sorry.
No.
So you're correct. Let's if you can drain off the juice from your chicken. This is what mine is, and I'm gonna take the oil off of it. I'm skimming the oil off of it.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm gonna take my big spoon, small saucepan, take this gravy from the chicken to put it in there and follow Miss Mellanee, Chef Mellanee.
Miss Melanie's fine. So this is what happens. So this is how condensed and flavorful my stock is no longer stock. It's a gelatin. So you know that this is like packed with flavor. Check this out.
So I just put a little bit of sauce from the chicken in the bottom of my pan.
Oh, look, see, I'm going to put mine in here. You were real efficient. You're showing me up. So here's my balsamic vinegar, which is down here, because that's what we're doing. Remember, the sauce is a balsamic sauce?
Yes, and here it is.
Let's put let's shake some of that in there. We're getting tired now.
This is good stuff.
You might have the same brand. Let me see.
I got Trader Joe's.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Trader Joe's is really good stuff. Affordable and good.
Let me see what that tastes like. So show me how you taste.
How do I taste? Oh, yes. Let me show you the Caribbean way.
I know. Let me show you first. Oh, you do the back of your hand.
Oh, that's nice.
Back of your hand.
That's the Caribbean way.
I see folks do. I've been doing the palm, but I gotta wash my hand.
Yeah.
That's why back so that you can keep going, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm gonna do the spoon for now, and I'm gonna put it in the sink. That's good. Okay. So, where's your butter? So I have mine. I have the
okay,
right
I got
now,
it.
a half a pound. I'm gonna cut it in half. So this is a little trick that we use, and we coat it in flour to help thicken it. Before you put it in, cut them into fours. This is my sauce. Look, Meredith.
Wow. Look at that. That's why you're the expert.
And the butter gives it this nice sheen, a nice smooth, silky finish. But when it starts to melt, you have to turn off the fire because it will break. And break means it'll just separate and it won't be a sauce anymore.
Okay. So
we're ready to start plating this. Now, you got a plate ready for your chicken?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you chop your parsley?
Here it is.
Okay. Do you want to start chopping your parsley?
Yes.
Take it off the stem. Take your parsley off the stem. Okay, yep, you can do, yep. Okay, where are you? Here we go.
My parsley's already.
Look, Meredith, look. Just pull it off.
Right. Okay, pull.
Yeah. Some people, it depends on what you're making.
Right.
The stems always have nutrients and things.
I'm ready.
Okay, so you bunch your parsley, and then you just start from the the front, and you chop it. Gather it up and chop it. Mm-hmm.
And as small as I can.
Yes.
Without cutting off my fingers.
Without cutting, please don't cut your fingers. I'm good to anything myself. And then this is a knife skill situation right here.
Okay, that's gonna take me a couple of years.
Not that long. So now we got our chopped parsley. You're gonna add that to your potatoes.
Ooh-wee, I'm fancy now. Y'all can't tell me nothing. I cook with a celebrity chef.
Let me see.
Ow. My rate just went up.
Uh-oh. Beautiful. Yes.
This is addictive. This is addictive. This is therapeutic. This is a way to de-stress from all that's going on around us. To cook a beautiful meal for your family, I'm over the moon.
You are here for it, right, Mama?
All day. Guys, I am, again, I think I told you guys this from before, I am a huge fan of white sheets. I feel the same way about white plates. I think white plates just make for beautiful presentation. It allows the food to be seen because it becomes a canvas that your food, because your food is really the main attraction. So you don't want a busy plate that's going to take away from it. So I love a white plate. It doesn't have to be expensive, so please don't feel like it has to be expensive. These were a set from West Elm that I got, and they have great sales all the time. So don't feel that you have to have fancy plates. But at the same time, since you guys probably did your bridal registry, you did order fancy plates. This is the time to use it. You deserve it. You've earned it. What is the purpose of having beautiful things if you're never going to use it? You are worth it. Use it. So my plate is ready, Chef Mellanee.
Especially now, right?
Absolutely.
Stop saving them. Let's use them. So I have those too.
Yay!
And these are your favorite. These are CB2. This is your other favorite shop. And you're right. I'm glad that you said that because that's what that is exactly what I do. That showcases the food. And so you want white plates. Okay. I'm going to do the chicken. My chicken is smaller than your chicken. Right. So I'm actually able to take it off of the...
Can we see your chicken? Because it looks amazing. Oh my God. How gorgeous is that?
So it's a 3-pounder. And it has my barbecue spice. No actual sauce. Just the dry rub.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you. But first, we're going to put our potatoes on the bottom. Now we're going to do a little layering.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So I'm going to use my tongs. You can use...
I have my tongs.
Whatever. Yeah. And let's get our potatoes on the bottom. I'm doing this for a wedding. A lot of times you have to adapt cooking for large volumes, how you do things. So to do these potatoes for 150,
right?
I have to put it on a huge sheet pan, cook my potatoes, and then I saute my onions separately.
Okay.
And then,
wow.
Yeah. And then I add, you know, my seasoning to the potatoes as usual. And then at the venue, you know, prior to plating, I add my onions and things so it doesn't burn and look crazy. So let's do a pile. Let's do a little neat little pile.
Oh, just stack them.
Yeah, you're not going to use all those potatoes. That's enough. You have enough for like 3 plates.
Okay, so I'll take some out.
This is just a plate. We could have done, you know, family style and just done bowls of stuff. We could have done that. But I think you wanted to do an individual plate.
Yes, I do.
Let's do that.
So my stew chef can enjoy it. He's my guinea pig.
Good. So.
Okay, my potatoes are ready. Let me put my bring my chicken to the front.
Okay, since you're going to do white meat, dark meat, I'm going to do the breast.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And now that I cut it, woo! It is beautiful and tender. And I can hear the crisp of the skin. So now I'm going to plate that, correct?
You are. In the center, on top of the potatoes.
On top of the potatoes.
On top. So you know that's like...
This is real gourmet. Right?
That's the thing.
I'm taking the extra step because I'm working with a chef and cleaning around my plate with a napkin so that my presentation is pretty.
Look at you.
I have to impress you. What, are you kidding me?
I need you in the kitchen for my next event.
Oh my God, I'll be right there.
That's the whole thing too. You know, there are not so many rules. I don't want y'all to feel like you can't do this or you can't use your own creativity.
Right.
You know. So however you choose to put your broccoli on the plate is how, you know, let's do it. And your broccoli and your what do you call it? Don't forget we have the butternut squash here.
Aye, that's what I can't wait.
Yeah, so let me see. Let me think about okay, I think I might do something like this.
So I can design my plate however I want now.
Do your plate however you like.
Ooh, and then I can add my butternut squash.
Yes, and then we're going to put the sauce on top of it all.
What?
Okay, so let's get the rim. And again, here's the sauce.
Clean the plate. Presentation is everything. Everybody, totally. Make sure your plate is nice and clean before you take it out to your guests, even if it's home.
The sauce could have been a little thicker.
And then now I'm going to sauce it, right?
I'm going to sauce it.
Ooh-wee.
And
oh, delicious.
I think I mentioned to you to keep some whole parsleys. Did I mention that?
I have the parsley, but I didn't cut it. I left enough.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's put that right on top there.
On top of where? The chicken?
Like something? On top of the chicken? I don't know. I don't think that's good enough.
That's beautiful.
That's okay. Let's see.
Oh my God.
You're going to need more.
I love it.
What do you think, Mia?
I think this would be great with a good...
They got to take pictures now.
Yes. And this, I think this would be great with a nice glass of red wine.
Red wine, right?
Yes, I would.
Although the one that I have is a white wine, and it's good with flavorful, spicy food.
Ooh, and this is it. Stew chef, are you ready? This is gorgeous if I say so myself. Now, how it tastes is a whole other story. Stew Chef John, are you ready to come and try?
Okay.
Please take a picture for me. Everybody, here's my dish. And we're going to let the stew chef take pictures, and then you guys will see.
How do I do it? Oh, like
oh
this.
My God, I love that.
Without it sliding. Yes.
I love it. I'm going to let him take a picture of me in this because I'm never going to repeat this again without you. Okay, now try it and tell me what it tastes like. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. This was so much fun. We used everything that you told me to get, everything. I love it. I don't know what else I can show anybody, but what I do want to have in closing with you is, first of all, I want to thank you for your time and spending your Sunday with me. I think just in these couple of hours, in these couple of days, this week of just preparing for this, I have even more appreciation for you and your skills and what you bring to the table for anybody, whether they're getting married, anniversary events, catering, any sort of event. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot. And I think what people really need to understand that the art of cooking, and it is an art, is not just about throwing something in a pot and then throwing it out, just plating it, giving it love, tasting it, and everything else that's invested in it. You know, what are some tips you can give to a couple or anybody that's looking to hire a caterer? What are some tips they need to look into hiring a particular person like you?
Now, is this for a wedding or is
anything? Because you know, an event is an event. You know, how do you hire someone based on what should I be looking for?
Well, you know, it varies. Of course, you know, you want to know that the person can cook. You want to know that the person is experienced, experience is everything. The person is licensed. The person knows, you know, how the standards of, you know, the industry and keeping the foods hot and making sure foods are kept cold. You know what I mean?
Right.
The very specific things of food storage. So that's food certification. I think it's important for a client to know what they want. First of all, to express completely what they need from the caterer and give the caterer a budget. That's always helpful.
A realistic one too.
A realistic budget, but what does that even mean? You know, for people. But just tell me what you want to spend. Tell me what you need and what you want to spend, and then you know, don't be surprised if you know. If I cannot meet it, I do try to meet people's budget though. I do attempt to. But with all, like you mentioned already, Meredith, you already experienced it and you know. It's the back end of it all. It's the shopping, the preparation, and then the cooking and the transporting and the catering. That part from what we did today is missing because we did everything right here.
Right.
But transporting all of this food
and the prep work.
That's an even bigger deal,
right.
and the people that you have to pay to help you get there and help you set it and help you serve it. It's a production. It's a production.
Absolutely.
So, as you stated, I would like clients to be realistic and work with the caterer. You know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you're bigger than a caterer. You're a chef, an artist, and then you just happen to have an amazing team that makes you look good, that you appreciate, because you've been doing this for how many years?
Over 20. You just begin to refine it, and then because I've been around for a while, you know, my name gets out there, and I get to, and then I get a reputation. And so I always have to live up to that reputation. So
yeah, and you have on several occasions. I hear nothing but great. You came highly recommended. I know we did an amazing event with the Brooklyn Borough President some years ago, Get Married in Brooklyn, and people raved about you, and you just did samples. So I can't even imagine what you could have done if given a proper sit-down auction, dinner, fundraiser, and all that other good stuff that people can hire you for. So the opportunities to hire you is endless. It's just a matter of people knowing where to find you and booking you and your availability. So again, I can't thank you enough for spending your Sunday afternoon, evening with me and teaching us and our guests how to cook. And one thing I did want to comment, one of my favorite movies is called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner with Sidney Poitier. I love him. So the section of this magazine was so dear to me. And the importance in every single culture that having dinner, having a meal together, breaking bread is one of the biggest moments of every family life. So that's one of the things we should never take lightly. So with that being said, please, everyone, check out Miss and Chef Mellanee, and she's pretty amazing. I'm going to put all the details down here for you to go and check her out. So without further ado, I'm going to bid everybody a good Sunday, and please continue to follow Chef Mellanee. The fork goes on the left.
Thank you.
Bye.
Appreciate it.